Previously on All My Children.
Liza and I are remarrying. The best thing is, she's asked me to be the father to little Colby.
How do you know Ryan? What's he to you?
We've got some history.
How much history?
Enough.
I had to come.
What, to deliver my mail?
It's
The subpoena.
You gotta be kidding me.
Erica's latest tests show her heart function is strong and steady.
Yeah. I think I'll upgrade my opinion on Hayward to gifted slime ball.
I think Erica's survival instincts may have had something to do with it.
What about the damage to her face?
Well, yeah, the prognosis is not so encouraging.
Well, what did Dr. Weiss say?
Very little. With John, that's always a bad sign.
It's not fair.
No, it's not fair.
Thanks for the update. Dad, you got a minute?
Sure. What's up? Problems in the ER?
No, that doesn't have anything to do with work. It's about me.
Oh, boy. I loathe shopping for myself, but you let me loose in a baby boutique and I'm God's gift to retail.
No shopping till you drop ready. Up, get your feet up.
Oh, well, I'll remind you of that in 3 months. Oh, boy, I tell you, the further along I get, the further away my feet get.
Yeah. Allow me.
Oh, I like you on your knees. Oh, my arches, thank you.
Yes.
Oh,
Your toes are frozen.
I can't get used to this.
That's the idea.
Are you still gonna love me when I'm not barefoot and pregnant?
Forever and always, my darling.
You know, I was just thinking about the crib that you bought and, oh, that beautiful rocking chair. I don't know where I'm gonna put anything. I mean, a zillion things you bought for me and the baby.
Well, I called the clerk, told her that I would phone her and tell her when the arrangements were finalized.
Arrangements?
Well, you know, I'm going to need your input on some things like, the wallpaper for Colby's nursery.
Nursery? I live in a one-bedroom loft.
Liza, you don't really expect me to move in here after we're... Look, you sit down. Let me run that back. Look a little tense, you know. There's a lot more crawl space for the baby at my house. And I was thinking maybe we could host the wedding there. I've already contracted Clarice Saint-Cyr to design your wedding gown. We'll fly her in from Paris. Or maybe we can hop across the pond and do your shopping for your trousseau on the Rue Gambon. We can have a honeymoon before the wedding.
Okay. Hold it right there. I know the difference between a rub down and a shakedown, Adam Chandler.
Sam, my man, the first thing we're gonna do when we hit the ice is we're gonna teach you how to stop, okay?
Comes in handy.
You know, last year he was on training skates. I think he used a snowbank every time.
That's the Chrissy Montgomery method. Though, you know, I've been known to cruise to stop on my backside, so. How are these laces? You know, if they're too loose, they give your ankles the weeble wobbles. They feel okay?
You okay? All right, you ready to go? Here we go. Now, not too fast. I'll be right behind you.
Way to go, Sam!
There he is. The next skater in the Winter Olympics 2015.
I hope so. Sammy, he's gonna be fine. Be a champion.
What's the matter?
You just don't know. You never know what's gonna happen.
I think Sammy knows that.
Yeah, of course he does. He knows all too well. Losing his mama? Don't listen to me. I'm sorry. I'm just tense. I'm waiting. If the court throws out the DNA
Hey,
evidence...
they're not going to. It's not going to happen.
I almost believe you.
Good. See that over there? Race to the other side.
No, man, you got a head start!
My gut tells me that Ryan is innocent, but why on earth would Braden stick his neck out for him?
I don't know. Maybe they went to high school together or went to the same college frat.
I got it. You two were friends, right? What did you guys talk about?
Mostly you.
No, seriously, what about family?
Dysfunctional.
Like there's any other kind? What about his name? Braden. Braden what?
I actually just think it's... all I know is just Braden.
What, that's his first and last name? Honey, only lounge acts and pop stars have one name.
Well, maybe he has an embarrassingly weird first name.
Like what?
Thaddeus.
Fuck that.
Okay, all right, back to Braden. I would suggest searching his room, but he moved out when Uncle Palmer did. Oh, Uncle Palmer's home office.
That's brilliant. We're lucky there'll be a paper trail, some kind of social security number or employment record.
Yeah, let's just go check it out.
I didn't even know Palmer had a home office.
Yeah, it's next to his secret room.
Mrs. Lavery, will you please answer the question?
Could you please repeat the question?
I'd be only too happy to. Didn't your husband say that he would happily volunteer to take that blood test?
Well, it's not that he wanted to exactly, but you said that if he wouldn't, then he'd be spending the night in jail with, what do you call it, serial killers. But you know that I don't understand that, because what does murder have to do with porridge?
Look, your husband was never in any physical danger, and I'm going to ask you again. Did he not volunteer to take that blood test? Yes or no? Your Honor, help me out here, please.
Mrs. Lavery, answer the question, or I will have to hold you in contempt.
Your Honor, you don't even know me.
Mrs. Lavery, answer the question, please.
Yeah, my husband wanted to do the blood test. He thought it might help him.
Thank you, Mrs. Lavery. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Dillon, anything?
No further questions, Your Honor.
You may step down, Mrs. Lavery.
He gave a father's love.
When he wakes up in the morning, I'm the person he wants to see.
He thought would last forever.
He's safe with me.
Until he came between them.
I demand that my son be removed from his care.
You are a good father, and I can prove that.
I want to be with the child that I was robbed of.
I have news.
General Hospital, ABC Daytime.
Adam, it's usually traditional to pick a wedding date before you buy the dress.
You name it, I'll be there with bells on.
I just had this fantasy of getting married on a June afternoon in the arbor, surrounded by friends and family, everyone dressed in their summer whites.
Stuart, they'll be there, standing up for me, Marion, your matron of honor.
Yeah. Anyway, instead of a bouquet, I'll carry Colby down the aisle in my arms.
You know, I'd kind of hoped we could get married before the baby comes. She's due in, late April, early May?
Yeah, but if we tie the knot before then, you can just forget the Paris designer. You have to commission my dress through Omar the tent maker.
Well, I'll put Stuart on it right away.
Oh. Don't you want Colby to be in the wedding? I mean, next to her birthday, it'll be the happiest day of my life.
Sweetheart, I want more than anything in this world to make you my wife. But I also want what's best for Colby. I think she deserves to be born with a mother and a father.
Well, I appreciate you thinking of my daughter. But like I told you before, I already see you as her father in all the ways that really count.
I want her to have the best of everything. And I want her to have my name.
Well, you'll adopt her after the wedding, and then she'll be legally yours. It'll be my wedding gift to you. And my wedding gift to myself will be 3 generations of Colby women celebrating my wedding date.
I can see that you're troubled. What's on your mind?
I'm not sure. Something happened, and I'm having some trouble dealing with it. I'm even halfway understanding what's going on in my brain right now.
If there's anything I can do to help, I will.
I never thought this was coming back, and I was very clear about where I stood on this.
What is it, Jake?
I think I've been kidding myself about Liza's child.
You mean your child?
Well, so much for Palmer's home office.
That was very weird. No payroll taxes, no computer files, not even a W-2 with his name on it.
Well, maybe Palmer cleared it out when he left.
That's impossible. He left too quickly, and Opal's never gonna let him back in the front door. His appointment book and his address book is still on the desk.
You think what I'm thinking?
No, it can't be that easy.
Why not? Works in TV movies. Yeah, here, take a look at this. I'm gonna go through the desk.
B. Nothing under B for Braden.
Check under L for Lackey.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, a bunch of locked drawers. Any idea where the key would be?
No, but I know somebody who's pretty good with his hands. Sir?
Gentlemen, anything to add?
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to take this opportunity to again stress that in no way was Ryan Lavery coerced to take that DNA test. In fact, he had every opportunity to consult with counsel or simply to refuse to take the test. He did neither.
Your Honor, it's obvious my client was coerced. The DA threatened to sick tabloid hounds and Mr. and Mrs. Lavery. He called immigration, threatening Mrs. Lavery's status.
Clarifying Mrs. Lavery's status.
Your Honor, he shanghaied my client in the middle of the night when most decent people are sleeping, including myself. The DA here knew I'd be in bed, that my client would not have a chance to reach me.
Your Honor, the learned counsel makes it sound like this was personal. I have no personal agenda here.
Oh, the hell you don't.
Come on now, gentlemen.
This 11th hour shenanigans here is just an effort to coerce my client into acting not in his own best interest, but to protect his wife and his own personal honor. Now, given these circumstances, I request that the court find the DNA evidence inadmissible.
I'm going to consider this in chambers. I'll return with my ruling.
And now my fantasy. We get married with all the trimmings, and then sometime in April, late April, baby's having a way of arriving whenever the mood suits them, usually around 3 a.m. You'll kiss me awake, and you'll say our baby is about to be born.
No, I know you're fantasizing.
You're going to be fine. I'm going to drive you to the hospital, just a hair over the speed limit. I will feed you ice chips and hold your hand while you're in labor. And then, when our baby arrives and takes her first breath, she will be welcomed by her mother and her father. That one glorious moment, miraculous moment, you, me, and baby Colby all together. And then you will take your beautiful new baby in your arms, and you will point to me. And you will say, see that man over there? That man is laughing and crying. That man who loves you like his life. And man is your father. What do you say? We'll make it all happen. Make that fantasy a reality. For you and me and for our little girl.
I never thought of the baby as mine. Never. Not during the whole clinical procedure and not in the first sonogram that I gave Liza. But then today, I ran into Adam, and he tells me that he and Liza are getting married again.
So, are we talking about the baby or about fatherhood?
Both, I guess. Liza said that she never really wanted to have a father for the child. And then she goes and chooses the worst possible guy. I mean, obviously, I don't have any say in who I think she should marry. But, geez, I mean, if anybody's going to be a father to the child, Adam? I don't know. And then I saw the second sonogram. I could see the fingers, the toes, the face. I see the heart beating, and the child's half me.
That's right. She is.
I should have known this.
Oh, I don't know. Not under these circumstances. How do you think I felt when your mom first told me she was pregnant with you?
Happy, I hope.
Oh, happy. I was thrilled. But even so, it took me a long while before the reality set in. I think with most women, they start bonding with their children the first time they feel movement. Of course, with us, it's different. We have to see. I mean, we didn't have sonograms then, so the first time I saw you, so I held you in my arms. It's like electricity going through my body. My boy, my son. That's when I first felt that bond.
No, but it's not going to be my arms that the child's going to be in after she's born. It's going to be Adam's. Is it that I loathe him so much, or I don't know. Am I starting to feel something for my child?
Chrissy, did you see me?
Yeah. Way to go, slap shot, buddy. Woo!
You think my mommy saw me in heaven?
Excuse me, I gotta check my office.
Ryan,
Look, I know what you're gonna say, Julian.
I'm really sorry about today. If I knew Jack was gonna make me talk, I would have him somewhere where he couldn't find me.
Look, that would only make things worse for yourself, all right?
I don't care. I cut out my tongue.
Julian, don't go all Hungarian on me now, please.
Do you forgive me?
It wasn't your fault.
Well, if you can find it in your heart to forgive me, then maybe there's some...
Julian, please, do me a favor, don't go there now, okay?
I'm your wife. I believe in you, but it seems that no matter what I do, you... I'm really sorry about today.
Today doesn't count.
Thank you.
This is it. Keep your fingers crossed.
All My Children will be back in a moment here on ABC.
You painted an incredibly moving picture.
I think a child is like a promise from the future. A promise that isn't always kept. I don't want to burden this second chance, this new miracle with anything from the past, and no one could ever replace the child we lost. But I can't help hoping that maybe some of the plans that we made as parents, some of the dreams might come true. I want to be her father. Now, right now. I want us to start as a family. You and me in this precious new life. Please say you'll marry me before the baby comes.
April, it doesn't give us much time to plan.
Well, I'm getting very good at this. You won't have to raise a finger. No, really. I put Stuart's wedding together at a moment's notice. One phone call, I can have the wedding of your dreams brought right to your front door. I'm thinking about reinventing myself as a wedding counselor.
Well, there's a portrait no artist should have to paint.
Oh, you just name what you want, and I shall make it a reality. You want a wedding in moonlight, or How about at dawn? The sun rises, the cathedral bells ring out. Marion arrives with a horse drawing a sleigh, and you arrive, drawn by a team of peacock.
Yeah, I think I'll call the ASPCA on you.
You want them? Here, I'll invite them here. You name it, and I'll lay it at your front door. Just tell me you'll marry me in April.
Yeah. I'll marry you in April.
Yes! Yes! She'll marry me. Yes, yes. Good, good. You have made all of my dreams come true. They're you and your baby sharing my life and my name.
It's our baby.
I wouldn't wish Adam as a parent on any kid. He hurts anybody that's close to him, and that's what concerns me.
You're having second thoughts about the baby.
Second, third, rounding home. This whole situation is driving me nuts. I got involved in this in the first place just to help Liza. That's it. She was going to raise the child as a single mom, more or less on her own. If she needed me to be Uncle Jake and come over and babysit, bring candy, games, watch TV, teach the kid lame magic tricks or long division, fine, that's fine. I was totally cool with that. I could live with that.
But now Adam is back in the picture.
Now that Adam's back in the picture, I'm out of the picture completely. And here's a life that I've created or helped create that's going to grow up calling him daddy? I don't think so. Dad, what if he ruins her before she has a chance to fight back, before she's old enough to know what to do? And then you got this kid that might have mom's laugh and no sense of humor, or your eyes without the caring behind them. So I'm just supposed to sign off on all that? My flesh and blood? Here, Adam, take it.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I promised Liza that I would stay out of this. And you and Mom always taught us to honor our promises. That was like a core thing for us as a family. But this is family too. And this child, as much as she's Liza's, she's also a Martin.
Have you found anything enlightening?
Oh, yeah, I found a Philippine rubber price index and what looks like a profit and loss statement for an Asian silk conglomerate. Oh, hey, what's this?
What?
An open box of chocolate-covered milk bombs.
Tad.
My favorite. You want one?
No, thank you.
Chocolatey goodness.
Can't
I wonder
believe
if they stick to Palmer's bridge work.
I can't believe we can't find anything with Braden's name on it.
That's because we're going about it the wrong way.
What?
We're spinning our wheels.
No, you said something about going about it the wrong way.
Terrific. We're striking out, but at least I'm loved and understood.
Yes, I love you, and I try to understand you. Oh, I have an idea. Let's just call Palmer at Cortland E.
Good girl. Go right to the top.
Hello, Rosie. This is Dixie. Hi. How are you? How's Alex? Straight A's. Wow, that's very good. I'm impressed. You must be very proud. Is my uncle there? No, he's not.
Try the accounting office.
Could you hook me up with accounting? Preferably payroll. Great, thank you. Don't put that thing in your mouth. It's disgusting. Hi, my name is Dixie Cooney. I am Palmer Cortland's niece. I'm doing a little background check on one of his employees, a fellow named Braden. Yes, I don't know whether it's his first or his last name, actually. I know he was hired sometime around the end of October by Mr. Cortland himself. Confidential. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Mrs. McDougal. Well, Mrs. McDougal, the last time one of the number crunchers who had the job before you crossed me, we had a very difficult little situation, and now she's night manager at the Burger Barn. So if you could do me a favor and call me back at Cortland Manor on Uncle Palmer's private line, I would really appreciate it. Great. You can get back to me with that information within the hour. Thank you.
Baby, you are good.
Ooh, baby, when I'm good, I'm very good. But when I'm bad, I'm better.
I'm sure your mommy's watching in heaven, Sammy. I'm sure she's watching over you every minute of every day. And you know how I know? Because my mommy's watching over me, too.
Is your mommy up in heaven too?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
Well, I don't always. But sometimes if I sit very still, I can feel her right near me. When I'm playing the piano, I can feel her hands on top of mine, and they're helping me to hit all the right chords. And sometimes if I'm really lonely or something funny happens, I just talk right out loud to her, like she's right next to me. Do you do that? Do you talk to your mommy?
When I say my prayers, but I don't know if she hears me.
Well, do you listen?
To what?
You remember when she said your name and how she smiled at you? It's that feeling. And that's what I get when I really listen. And sometimes I even remember something she said or even how she smelled. Do you remember how your mommy smelled?
My mommy smelled like apples.
He did. Well, I tell you what. The next time you send up a special prayer to your mommy, I want you to sit really still and listen. And you see what happens, okay? Can you do that for me, sweetie?
Yeah, but it's just not the same, is it?
Mr. Montgomery, I find myself at odds with your conduct. It is obvious to this court that you exploited Mr. Lavery's situation in order to obtain state's evidence. Now, while I don't think much of your methods, it would seem that Mr. Lavery acted freely when he allowed himself to submit a blood sample. Therefore, it is the ruling of this court that the findings and the DNA findings are admissible as evidence in a court of law. Therefore, the trial date is set for 3 weeks from today. We are adjourned.
All rise. Now what?
You go back in the clink and we regroup.
It's all set. Clarice Sincere is flying over on the Concorde, and she has scads of ideas for your wedding dress.
Well, let's hope she has scads of silk for the wedding dress. Maybe a big hoop skirt to hide this, or a big bustle for the best.
Liza, you are a beautiful woman, and you are pregnant. That makes you all the more beautiful and magical and very, very sexy. You hear that, young Colby? She's laughing at me. She's laughing at me again. But it's true. I do love her, and I do desire her, and I do love you too, my little girl.
Dad, I'm lost here. You gotta tell me what to do.
You know I can't do that.
I trust you. I trust Mom. I trust Ted. Those are the only three people in this world that I trust. I respect what you think. I want to know. Tell me.
Well, you're going to do what you think you have to do anyway, regardless of what I say and what I think. And so since you asked me, I will tell you. Your mother and I were not made very happy when you volunteered to serve as Liza's donor. As you've just discovered, there's a lot more to making a baby than a lab procedure. We also felt that you really were going to regret your decision to stay out of your child's life.
Oh, you're a psychic.
No, just parents. Just parents. Look, I'm probably not politically correct, and my values and beliefs are very, very way out of date, old-fashioned. But I do have standards that I always fall back on, and actually, I can't make sense of the world without them. But I'll tell you, one of my beliefs is that when you help create a life, your responsibility does not stop at the moment of conception. It's a lifelong connection. I mean, it goes way beyond monthly support payments or visitation every third Saturday.
Oh, I'm starting to understand that.
Yeah. Well, we pass on to our kids a lot more than just genes, hair color, or, intelligence. And if we're a family, we pass on values and beliefs, things that help them make sense of their lives, give them a sense of direction, kind of thing. So, I guess what I'm saying is, if I raised you right, you don't need me to tell you what to do. What you decide to do is between you and Liza. But knowing that you're part of a miracle, there's no way Martin can turn his back on that.
Right, Sammy, it's not the same. I wish my mom wasn't in heaven, and I miss her every day. But I remember how much she loved me, and that she'd want me to be happy. So I make new friends like you to talk to and play with. And you know what? You make me happy, Sam.
You make me happy too.
You do, I'm glad. Can you give me a hug?
Hey, bud. You ready to play crack the whip? You want to hold my hand? Come on.
I will hold your hand.
Okay.
That's okay. Go on. I'll catch up.
Okay.
I could have predicted this. Ryan was such a jerk to take that blood test.
Don't you dare call my husband a jerk.
Hey, it's nothing personal. It's just a very stupid thing to do.
Now, the only stupid person around here is me.
How do you figure that?
I got Ryan the money to bail him out of jail. If only I'd gotten there sooner, he would be free and there wouldn't have been any stupid blood test. It seems that no matter what I do, I keep messing it up, trying to help Ryan.
Yeah. Well, don't beat yourself up. This show isn't over. Not by a long shot.
How do you know?
This is really bad, isn't it?
If I had gotten the DNA thrown out, it would have been your word against Kit's. If I can get her past admitted, then I could shred her to bits. But it's tough arguing hard evidence.
You said my word against Kit's? Did you believe I raped her?
What I believe isn't important here. I'm your lawyer. I got to develop a defense. With a 70% DNA match, you look guilty as sin. It sure would help if you said this was consensual sex.
Damn it, Trevor. How many times do I gotta say this? I didn't have sex with Kit Fisher, consensual or any
You keep
other
saying
way.
this, you're gonna be looking at 25 years. I get a judge without a heart, you're looking at life. I think it's time we talk to Jack about a deal.
Cut that out. We're on a mission, for crying out loud.
Absolutely, and you are my girl Friday.
I am your girl every day of the week, and don't you
Thursday
forget
and
it.
Wednesday and Tuesday, absolutely.
We should have been getting a phone call by now from Mrs. McDougal. Maybe I should call her back and rattle her cage. What do you say?
Rattle my cage any day of the week. What do you think? Let's throw this out on the floor.
Oh, no.
Right now on
That's
the desk.
That's it. Okay, shh, be quiet. Hello? Hi. Yes, thank you for calling back so promptly, Mrs. McDougal. Do you have Braden's file? Wonderful. Why don't you start at the beginning and don't leave anything out?
Well,
Well, you look pretty good out there, I must say. I guess you were sitting this one out, huh?
How'd you find me out here?
I called Wild Wind. They let me know you were here.
Don't keep me in suspense. What happened in court today?
Well, let's see. What did the judge do? He allowed the DNA as evidence. We're gonna nail this bastard.
Jackson Montgomery hates my guts. How would he want to cut a deal with me?
He might want to save his sister the embarrassment of a public trial.
What kind of deal are we talking about?
If you plead guilty, $10 years in Statesville.
10 years? 10 years for a crime that I didn't commit?
Should I talk to Jack?
Oh, no. I gotta think about that.
Yeah, you do. Hang in there. Guard. We'll do our best.
You got a visitor.
Too bad about the judge's ruling. Too bad doesn't quite cover it. I've had it, Braden. Unless you got some kind of miracle up your sleeve.
How many Martins do we have on this list?
Too many by my count.
Oh, now come on, be nice. There's Ruth and Joe, Tad, Jamie, Jake. You know, I was thinking maybe we could involve Jake in the wedding party.
Why on earth would we want to do that?
Because if it wasn't for Jake, we wouldn't have little Colby.
Yes. Well, it was my understanding that Jake had no wish to be part of our baby's life.
No, he doesn't, but I still want to find some way to express my appreciation.
Well, I'll make sure he gets the garter at your reception.
Oh, well, it's awfully big of you. Oh.
You're tired. You're tired, sweetheart. I'm going home. Let you take a nap.
Oh, all right. Let me walk you to the door. Thank you for today. For the shopping spree and the wedding plans. And I have everything I ever dreamed of.
So do I, my darling. You rest. I'll call you later.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Bye-bye.
My darling, darling daughter. Your father, he loves you more than anything. Jake, you know, Adam and I were just talking about you. What's up?
Stay tuned for scenes from the next All My Children. On the next All My Children.
Do you have any idea who you've brought into our lives?
Something wrong?
I was actually doing fine until I heard that you were marrying Adam.
There's someone real special who can convince that jury that you're innocent.
Ho!
Tomorrow on Good Morning America, more from our series Losing Weight with GMA, answering all your questions about food. Plus, from the Oscar-nominated Life is Beautiful, Roberto Benigni. That's tomorrow on Good Morning America. Want to know the secret connection between Ryan and Braden? Find out by escaping to All My Children at abc.com, part of the Go Network.
You are watching ABC, home of the Academy Awards.